and welcome back to part 14 of What If Naruto Had the Byakugan. Last time on Naruto What If, we dealt with a lot of the early stages of Shippuden. Gaara's rescue, the Kakuzu Hidan issue, Sai temporarily joining Team 7, at least for the time being. And we left off with something I like to set up in these scenarios where Sasuke's around. The calling of Sasuke, calling Sasuke out to go and challenge Itachi. And so Sasuke decides to make sure he does go on his own to fight Itachi. I see it like this. While he is back, he still has the influence of the curse mark on him. So even though it's been minimal, it has started to eat at him just a little bit. And so he still thinks this is his issue to deal with. However, he does ultimately leave a note for Naruto to tell everyone where he's going. But either way, he's still going out, and he's still going to the location that Itachi set up for him. And so he gets there, and he's looking around. Itachi, where are you? I'm here. And in the shadows, he sees a figure. I'm finally here, brother, to take revenge. You called me, so it's time for me to take revenge for what you did. And out of the shadows isn't Itachi. I see you're expecting someone else, Sasuke. And there is Orochimaru. Now, why is Orochimaru here? It's like, wait, what happened? I'm sure that was Itachi's. It was certainly Itachi's crow. But it was intercepted. We made sure to intercept it when we saw it. We read his little invitation to you, Sasuke, and knew we just had to join. And so we altered the message. And there's Kabuto. Indeed. Orochimaru has been after you for quite some time, Sasuke. It'd be a shame if you had to die against Itachi before that he could gain a hold of you. Indeed, Sasuke. I've been wanting to be with you for so long. And now you're finally here. And Sasuke notices Orochimaru's kind of shaking just a little. Like he seems literally unsteady. And Sasuke's just trying to figure things out. It's like, what's wrong? You don't seem yourself, Orochimaru. I've been I must admit, and he's kind of like, he's trembling a little bit, he kind of says that, I must admit, I have been holding off on something for quite some time, but I think now is the perfect time to enact that. I just need your cooperation, Sasuke. You're not going to be getting any of that. He draws his sword, flares his shotgun. Oh, but I think I will. And just, he activates a hand sign, and the curse mark forcibly activates, because we know Orochimaru can forcibly activate these things. And Sasuke suddenly just goes down on the ground. You're much more resistant than you used to be, Sasuke. I remember a time when that would have knocked you out completely. Now you're still on your feet, if not pulled over with pain. Oh, what a fantastic body you make. And so Orochimaru is making the best effort he can to try to get Sasuke as his body. Sasuke, though, is not having it. He holds his sword up. Now, Sasuke, it's futile to fight back. And all of a sudden, the Chidori Senbone comes out, and Orochimaru just... And Sasuke just swings it. I see you won't go easy. That's fine. That fire is what I admire about you so much. He just pulls out his grass longsword, and they clash. And Sasuke's doing his damnedest to try to just keep the curse mark at bay. Orochimaru knows he can't force the second stage without killing Sasuke, because Sasuke never activated. He never got the pill to activate it. And so it would kill him to naturally do it. So he knows he can't go second mark on Sasuke and force that, but he can still push the influence of it even further. As far as he can, Sasuke's doing his best. He's huddled in pain, just... And then finally fires up the dragon flame bombs, or whatever they were called, Great Dragon Fire, whatever blast, sets up Kirin's, it's over, Sasuke. You're mine. And all of a sudden, Sasuke just raising a hand in defeat. No, I just need a good angle. It's like, an angle for what? And then he just sees Kirin, and then just brings down Kirin on top of Orochimaru, just scorches ass. As Orochimaru turns into the white snake, just gets roasted. Unfortunately, that's ultimately what he was planning, as we know, the venom of the white snake aerosolizes and turns into this weird hallucinogenic mist. I can't remember exactly how it caused the weird mindscape thing. But the next thing Sasuke finds is that he is in Orochimaru, in this world that him and Orochimaru have. And they're like just the only two there, but he can see Orochimaru's passed by as well. it's it's if only it could have been different, Sasuke. But this is the way it must be. You will be my body, and I will have immortality. I will have everything. All the jutsu of the world, before, now, and after, will be mine! Mine! And then he's just slowly taking all of Sasuke's bite. Now, in the original, Sasuke kind of just negged the ability and had Orochimaru stuck inside of him. Here, though, Sasuke is already tired out, but that Sasuke was fresh. He had influences from Orochimaru, including drugs, training, all that. This Sasuke's had training, but he has not had the practice with the curse mark. And so between the pain and the fact that he is a little taxed at this point, he's resisting, but it's slowly failing. It's like, your resistance is admirable, Sasuke, but it's only a matter of time before. And then there's just like, what is it? He just sees something sticking out of him. And before they know it, they're back outside in the real world again. And Sasuke's on the ground, and they still kind of connected to Orochimaru because they were kind of fusing together. And Orochimaru just looks, and there is with the Kabuto being much now kind of knocked dead on the ground, Itachi in his Susanoo, and he's coughing up blood because he had to, seeing what was happening, he had to just go into a Susanoo, and we know that's fucking taxing on his body. Granted, he's gonna last longer here than he did in the original because he hasn't already exhausted so much of his power already. But it's still gonna be taxing his health because Itachi knew that was gonna be his last fight. Either way, he knew that was gonna be it. And so it's just, Itachi, how did you really think I wouldn't know my message was intercepted? Those crows are mine. Once the message was dispelled, the crow immediately reported back to me. Unfortunately, I could only make it as quickly as I could. But Kabuto, he sees he's just dead there. Because basically, Itachi more or less caught him off guard, not thinking Itachi would show up, and put him in Tsukuyomi, and he's just done on the ground, if not dead, completely comatose. And Kasame's not there. Itachi most likely told Kasame to stay back. So he's there. It's like, but how did you? And then she just realizes, the Tuska Blade, you had it. I did. Indeed, I did, Orochimaru. Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to take my little brother. Not yet. And just, you will not stop me. And then Orochimaru plus the curse mark and all that is sealed away in the Tuska Blade. The ethereal dream realm. And Sasuke just there. Itachi, why? Why did you? And then obviously Itachi's coughing up more blood. This is saw that falters, and he just sits on the ground. And he even said, "This is not how I wanted this to go, little brother. I needed you to believe that I was the villain you always thought me as. But it seems my time has run a lot. It seems I've had to exhaust a little more than what little time I have left." Then Sasuke, now feeling better, curse mark gone. He's pretty much now fine. I mean, he's worn out now, but he's good. Just pulls out and says, "Give me one reason. I should kill you right now instead." "You'll do what you have to, Sasuke. But you'll do what you have to, Sasuke. But do one last request from your brother. Be sure to take my eyes. Give them to yourself. That is the only way you'll be able to obtain the power you need to protect the village, to protect your friends and family." What are you, friends? You have no right to talk about my family. You're right, I don't. To make it so to cut me down while you can now, while I'm allowing it. Before we're interrupted. And Sasuke struggling, and he wants to do it. And he's got the blade right there. He's like, why? Why are you acting like this? Why are you just letting me kill you? Why? And Itachi, while having at least some time left on, explains what really happened that night, why it happened. Our family was going to take over the village, kill everyone, just as many people as they had to, just because they felt inadequate. They felt weak. They felt like the village wouldn't let them. The village would not allow them to prosper. And so they were going to take the power back. Hundreds, if not thousands of innocent people would die, including our clan. So the third came to it with the third, but him and there was only one option. And so to save them, I had to save my home. I had to kill them. I knew they would never listen to me, but so I did what I had to. It's like, you killed them all, and for the first time, he sees Itachi's not crying, but he sees Itachi differently because he stops and realizes that Itachi is lamenting. He is mournful. He's sad. He hated the fact he had to do it. He loved his family, his girlfriend, his mother, his father. Do you know? Do you remember that night, Sasuke, when you saw it when I turned around? Do you remember that look? Do you remember what you saw? I saw you standing over them. But what else did you see? And then Sasuke's things like, you were, no, I imagined you were crying. I loved my mother. I loved my father. I did not want this, but it was the only way to save for the future of our clan, for the future of our home. I had no choice. The commissioner of the clan, you killed the clan, but I did not kill you, brother. You were innocent. You knew nothing of it. You can still bring the glory of the Uchiha back. Live well, marry well, and bring our honor, bring our clan as a whole back. And it's like, but what about you said? And he starts to comment. Wait, and Sasuke is now not focusing on killing. He's listening and just hearing his brother. I'm sorry, Sasuke, for everything. I wish I could have been there to see you grow. I wish I could have been there and everything. But the last gift I can give to you as your brother, beyond the truth, is this: when I die, take my eyes. And he explains not just the Mangekyo, but the eternal Mangekyo to Sasuke. It's like, no, you can't die yet. No, you can't just dump all this on me. You can't dump all this on me and just expect me to be okay with it. No, we have to talk way more about this. I have to yell at you more. You can't die. Sasuke's just crying. He's like, he's not seeing his enemy, the brother he hated for all these years. He's seeing his brother, the one who he grew up with, the one he idoled, the one he loved, dying in his arms. And Itachi just raises, and Sasuke just reluctantly holding it and just forgive me, little brother, and just dies. And Sasuke just crying, just screams it. Ah! And Zetsu's watching. He's like, oh, this is not good. Oh, Obito's not gonna like this. And so he goes to relay what he saw to Obito. And so Sasuke finally just seals him up in a scroll, brings him back to the village, and on his way back, he runs into Team 7. It's like, Sasuke, you're okay. Is everything all right, Sasuke? and Naruto can see the Byakugan's is good at like seeing those intricate little movements and stuff, just like the Sharingan. And so Naruto can see, he's like, Itachi, what happened with Itachi? And it's like, let's go. I have a lot to answer for and a lot to explain. And so they go back to the village. And he explains what happened. Now, it was actually a trap by Orochimaru, and it was intercepted. He nearly lost if Itachi hadn't saved him. And like, Itachi saved you? He did. And he explains what ultimately happened. And Tsunade hears this and just like, did you know about it? I did not, but you better be damned. I'm gonna hold on one second. Give me 1 second. He bring in those two, and Danzo. It's like, did you know about it? I'm gonna ask. And he says, yes, Lady Hokage. What is it that you require? Did you three know about this? And he's like, you're gonna have to remember. Did you know about Itachi? About the coup d'etat and what really happened? Did you know what happened? And Danzo, he's a little surprised that she found out about it, because the only ones who knew about it at that point were Itachi, Obito, the third who passed, and maybe them. And so it was necessary. Itachi did what he felt he needed to protect the village. He made his choice consciously. There was no pressing for any of us. And though I agreed. And I agreed. Saratobi did not agree that there must have been a peaceful way, but he knew. I knew better. The Uchiha would not cooperate. The Flash would not cooperate. The Uchiha would not cooperate, and so Itachi did what he had to do. for the sake of his brother. Your brother died both a villain and a hero in this village's eyes. Perhaps it's the way all shinobi are. And so and Sasuke just going, you don't get to talk about my brother. You understand? Of course. I'll leave you to your mourning. If that is all, Lady Tsunade. And she's like, you can leave. And so they leave. And he's got the scroll where Itachi's body, but he's got a separate scroll. There's something else I need to ask of you, Lady Tsunade. What is it? And he reveals the eyes. Like, are those my brother's eyes? He explained exactly what needs to be done in order for the Uchiha to actually gain the power of the true Mangekyo Sharingan, the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Unfortunately, I'm no medic, and I need you, and I require assistance. And so now he just thinks about it and just like, very well then, Sasuke. Although you'll be under administrative watch and leave for going on the village on your own and nearly getting killed. I understand. And so time passes. Jiraiya unfortunately does pass away fighting against pain. And then Naruto finds it, mourns. Hinata does go and try to comfort him. Helps a little, but ultimately it's Iruka who kind of gets him out of his funk. He then goes to train with the Toads. His Byakugan allows him to see chakra, obviously, a lot better than the Sharingan does. So he can actually focus and see how the Sage Mode interacts with him. So I think he'd get Sage Mode down a lot quicker. He'd get the perfect Sage Mode down a lot more effectively. And, I mean, I don't know exactly how you would say his eyes would look. He'd obviously have the orange pigments there. Maybe his eyes going from the faint blue would go to like a nice cool green with like a whitish grayish line in there mixed with the white or blue of his eyes. I don't know. It'd be interesting. A Sage Mode Byakugan would be very interesting. Ultimately, though, Pain does his attack after Obito is told what happened. He is annoyed. He was hoping to use Sasuke, but he ultimately sends Kasame out for the Eight Tails. Normally what he would have done with Sasuke. And he tells Pain, go collect the Nine Tails. Meanwhile, he's going to be working on a few other things. And so Pain goes and attacks the Leaf Village. Now, quickly, the Kasame thing, honestly, Kasame would probably still lose this scenario because he is in the village. And, I mean, he's close enough to the village that the Raikage should be able to, come in. And even though the Raikage is wrapped in electrical light and chakra, and somehow should absorb that, they frankly were able to just completely Larent. Double Larent. They were able to use their technique to just take him out pretty quick, and I still think when Raikage shows up, the tag team ultimately just takes him out pretty quickly. And unfortunately, because they're not in the forest there, I think Kasame actually is just taken out there. As for the invasion of Pain, not a lot would actually change, I think, with the invasion of Pain. Pain comes, attacks the village. Now here, I don't think Sasuke is fully recovered. The recovery time Sasuke had is it's not really clear how long it took him to recover. It took him a little bit. We know that. So the amount of time Sasuke is still probably recovering while the village is under attack. Ultimately, all the fights that go on go the same. Naruto shows up. He's got his Byakugan flaring. He can, however, with the Byakugan, see that the chakra rods are very much, they're transmitting chakra, and he can basically see where that is. And between his Byakugan and his Sage Jutsu, he can actually, I think, track where the chakra is coming from. So he doesn't even need to discern it, so he can see where that's coming from. Unfortunately, he knows he has to deal with these clones first. And so he deals with the Pretapath first with the chakra, breaks its neck, comes in, deals with the other ones with his Gentle Fist, uses the Rasen Shuriken, then uses the Rasen Rinnegan. Usually it's the same turns of fighting, except he's got a lot more fluidity, and he's able to avoid more serious blows. He sends a clone after a Rocket Path, especially with the Sage Mode, but when his Sage Mode runs out, it is still him versus the Deva Path. Now, in a straight fight, though, the Deva Path is aware he has the Byakugan, which means he is a Gentle Fist fighter, and going into close combat with him is not as smart as you might think. He's still got his chakra rods that he can use, and he's using them at least to keep the range, but Naruto is able to not just hit Pain, but literally punch rods out of his body, I think, which help him, obviously, with his movements. And so it helps him channel his chakra. So Deva Path's ability to use his chakra is compromised in a different way here. His body actually is having trouble move because Naruto is actually punching chakra out, and he's seeing the chakra disperse in his body in unique ways. Ultimately, though, I do think he's able to. I do think he still gets caught. Hinata comes, rescues him, admits that she loves him, and Naruto's like, it's like, what? And then he gets killed. Naruto goes full on tail beast mode, goes ham on pain. Everything else goes about the same up until the very end, where Naruto beats the living hell out of David Path. Probably using his Byakugan in combination with his clones and Rasengan, launching Rasengan thanks to his Sage mode, as well as the not Sage mode, but his vacuum pawn technique. Finds David Path, or finds Nagato, and then has the conversation with him, and ultimately convinces him to revive everyone. Hinata is brought back to life, is saved. Everyone else is saved. Naruto tires out. Ultimately, Naruto is a hero to the village. Hinata comes and just hugs him, and he just straight out hugs her back. And I think this might be where they actually share their legitimate first kiss, unlike in the last where they're up in the air flying. Which, don't get me wrong, is a romantic image, but I don't recall Naruto's not in a mode where he has the ability to fly, so I don't know how that was working. But either way, it's still a beautiful image. And everyone's just like, "Aw." And meanwhile, Sasuke's like, "What happened?" And so, actually, that's all I had for my notes. So I might go a little farther here. After the fact, we have the remaining Akatsuki left. Now, there's no Edo Tensei in this version, which I think is a really big change, because Kabuto and Orochimaru both have the Edo Tensei. Both have been completely taken care of here. Kasame is actually dead, so the only members of the Akatsuki actually left right now. Obviously, Obito will go and try to get the Rinnegan back from Konan, and he'll succeed in doing that, sure. But more to the point, there's only Zetsu, Obito, and Deidara left. Deidara is still around. I did say he went and rescued Deidara. So the question is, how the hell does the Fourth War work here? We know he had the Zetsu army, and the Edo Tensei were really the bigger problem. The Zetsu army really was not all that impressive. So the question becomes, what happens now? Well, first, there is a meeting of the Kages. Danzo is made temporary Kage, sadly. I think that still happens. They go and they explain the issue with the Akatsuki. And now Obito admittedly says, like, no, there's not many of us left. But I have my ways of, but we have the Akatsuki still have our ways of causing trouble. And he declares that he's declaring war against the entire Shinobi Nation. So ultimately, this part will end with Sasuke waking up, getting his internal Mangekyo, in the Fourth Shinobi War being called. Further, now, how does the Danzo Obito thing play out? It's a good question. We'll wait and see in part 15. I'll be honest, oh god, because I went further in this because I actually got through this quicker than I thought. In fact, no, I'll say, because I have to think on how that interaction works a bit more for next one, so I'll say that for part 15. I'm not certain. We might get this done in the next part, which means we'll then go into the next Naruto What If starting next Sunday, or this coming Sunday. So keep your eyes out for that. But until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you next time.